and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie and this is Grid Prayers. I am so excited that you're joining me today for my Plan With Me January setup for 2025. I know this will be coming out in February, so I do appreciate your patience while I've been getting it all sorted, but this year my goal in setting up the channel was to get something out for each month, even if it was a little bit late. January and the start of this year has been pretty hectic, so glad to finally be able to share this with you. But I do want to just say thank you so much for taking the time to watch my last two videos, the flip throughs from 2023 and 2024. I love being able to share those with you and hope that you have found some inspiration or have enjoyed those as well. Please do leave a comment of any theme or month that you particularly enjoyed, and I hope that you enjoyed January 25 as we set up with one of my old paintings that I've had sitting around for a couple of years now, so very excited to create a theme around that. So without further ado, let's get into it. And welcome to my journal for 2025. I am using the Bullet Journal. Here we have a painting that I did a few years back, which I was reminded of recently, and so I'm so glad that I can use it, as that's going to be the centerpiece for my cover page for January. I absolutely love this painting, and it's so nice to be able to use it for my journal instead of just having it sitting in a drawer, which is really cool. This month I decided to use the Ferris Wheel Press ink Royal Ruby Flush for all my headings, and it is this beautiful deep ruby colour with beautiful gold iridescence to it, and absolutely love this colour. These materials, you'll be able to see them down in the bottom corner and put them in the description below as well. Do excuse my head, it will pop in from time to time. Trying to get my head around the framing for everything and getting it all set up. It's taking a little bit, but we'll get there. So nice being able to paint in my journal as well, instead of just using my pens and inks, and being able to paint with the ink, and has been a lot of fun this month. Really enjoyed it, and cool to create a different style of font which I haven't really used before. Now this cover did take me a little while to paint, probably about 20 minutes or so, if not a little bit longer. I've sped this up to like 6 times, so it is definitely something that I took my time with. Now that the cover is painted, I did want to try soften the edges, kind of like I did for August last year. I didn't quite get the angle right on this one to round it enough, just because I also had that, because I'd already painted the cover, it meant that I couldn't take too much off. And starting with the monthly log. So this month I did a full calendar style, and I find this is a really good way to start the year, especially in January, just getting back into rhythm after a couple of weeks off from Christmas and New Year's, and just gives a good way to see everything. It means I can also put multiple things in each
day if I need to. In all, this spread took me about 20 minutes to set up, or just under 20, including the habit tracker as well. This was definitely the longest setup, just with all of the boxes and the painting and hand lettering. I did realise that I made a wee mistake here, so just fixed that up with some extra paper from one of the edges that I trimmed off and just carried on. And then I also used the Blushing Mushrooms Fairy Tales ink from Ferris Wheel Press for the book on this part, as well as the billowing blush to get the little bit of imagination coming off the page, as well as the pink Sugar Beach charger. I also put my habit tracker on this page as well and used some of these stickers from the Bullets journal. Came with stickers numbered 1 to 31, and then weeks Monday through Sunday. How Ryder Carroll in his method would set up a monthly log. Instead, I've used those to set up my habits. Also just using that Ruby Royal Flush in my fountain pen as well. And I use the Carousel fountain pen with a medium nib for this setup. So back to the cover. Monthly log, just making sure that we don't transfer any ink, and setting up my next spread. I have my to-dos, my gratitude, my goals for the month, and my prayer list. This spread took about 13 minutes to do. Again, it was just the hand lettering that took up a bit more time. final touches to this page, and that is to add another wet book down in the bottom corner there. This time, instead of painting it, I used the fountain pen and just a wet paintbrush to pull that colour up to just kind of create that whimsical feeling that we have on the other pages. Onto the final spread for the setup, which is my scripture pages, and this is my collection that I have every month. Usually I would do a collection of daily verses from the Bible app, but this month I decided to do the scripture that it was associated with each day of the devotional that I'm doing. This year I want to do a different devotional each month, and so I will probably do the same thing for each scripture collection as well, and that will be verses that are relevant to the theme and the devotional that I'm doing for that one as well. For the stacked books, I just use the Tombos, and then for the book down the bottom, I'm again using the Blushing Mushrooms ink for the main pages, and then using my wet paintbrush again to create a space for that ink to just be grabbed and pull and just kind of wisp out of the book as well. Using the billowing blush there too, and then I actually used a little bit of the Ruby Royal Flush for this one as well, which I tried to get out the fountain pen, but then just used my brush to pull that ink from the nib there. Now that that spread is done, we'll just do a wee bit of a flip through to go back to the cover, which to journal is to transform. The monthly log with the habit tracker, which I really love how this turned out, and just the colour combinations work really well through the spread, my to-dos, and a devotional page.
And there you have it. Thank you so much again for joining me for today's video. I love being able to share these with you, and I hope that you enjoyed getting to watch the process with the setup for this month, and how the theme all came together based around that painting. And yeah, so thank you again, and happy journaling.